right, so now we're going to talk about the mental sphere of war. Now, as Fuller started to really start to pick apart the mental sphere, he outright said that it was complex. He said there was a lot of things that they had to consider, like who had the best plan on what side, and how do we analyze that? And then how does cohesion, and is there a collective vision inside of any group of people that are fighting another group of people, and how does that match up to their cohesion and their collective vision, and who wins there? Then he looks at it and says, like, preparations that were done, both with training and logistics, and the means were absolutely key, and the thought process that went into that. And so Fuller at this point is kind of like pushes himself away from his desk, takes a deep breath, and says, like, this would take a lifetime to understand. And indeed it does. The mental sphere of war is very, very complex. There's a lot of things to consider, a lot of things to analyze, and how we take the physical plane and actually arrange it in such a way that we can win. Fuller then sits down and starts saying, like, at what point did military science change? And he noticed that things basically stayed the same perpetually until a genius showed up. That he makes the point that, like, Alexander the Great did in 12 years what every other preceding military was unable to do in 12,000 years. He said that Napoleon shows up and absolutely changes the name of the game. That for whatever reason, military science changes whenever there's a genius showing up. So understanding that military genius is really what we're after. If we're going to be like successful tacticians, if we're going to be successful practitioners of warfare, then we need to be able to imitate those military geniuses. And so as he started to take these different character studies and to really start to kind of distill down like what made them different, he said that they were always original, that the root of military genius is actually in originality. So since we can't breed genius, I can't go and make a genius, we have to seek to imitate them and be original in and of ourselves. So in order to master the mental sphere of war, we have to fill the well. We have to continually study and make ourselves students of warfare. We have to understand battles and what made them tick. Why is it that Grant was able to win the Civil War? Why did Schwarzkopf do what he did in the Gulf War? Where did Vietnam go wrong? And what did the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, World War I, or World War II actually tell us? And like, who were the geniuses there? And how did they shape the game? If we're able to do that, then we'll be able to do what Sun Tzu said, take 5 notes and play symphonies. We'll be able to take the mental plane of war and really understand how we manipulate it and put it to practice so that way our own ends can be met.